Today I'm making pasta alla ladra with you, a pasta dish that's a bit different from the usual. Because it uses Tabasco, and it's the first time. I'm putting it in a pasta dish. I love it, but I always use just a little, so you should be careful too. I put it in sausage and friarielli sandwiches. There, I said it. I use it in other dishes too, but always in moderation. So be careful, taste it, because otherwise it can ruin your dish, and especially watch out if there are kids. But make this recipe with me because it's really delicious. Let's get started. So first of all, I cut a little bit of onion. Perfect, I chopped it up small as usual. Then I cut a clove of garlic in half and remove the core. I chop it. Now I chop the parsley. In the meantime, I want to answer, I'll stop or I'll cut myself, two things you often ask me. The first is why I sometimes remove the core and sometimes I don't. The core of the garlic, I mean. It's simple. When I use the whole clove, I cut it in half and then remove it. So there's no need to take out the core. When I chop the garlic and eat it, I prefer to remove the core. Second thing, why does my parsley always get all clumped together? It's simple. You have to wash it. You have to wash it before using it, well before using it, and then let it dry thoroughly. For example, I wash it as soon as I buy it, let it dry thoroughly, and then put it in the fridge in an airtight container. If you have just bought it, maybe coming back from the supermarket or the produce market, rinse it under water, give it a good wash, then shake it a bit and dry it with a dish towel. And if you also have a salad spinner, go ahead and use that too. Before cutting it, always pat it dry with a little paper towel. You'll see that it will be cut perfectly. Ora. Now, I layer the slices of speck and roll them up. I cut them thin. Then I move to the stove. In the pan, I add some extra virgin olive oil and I add the speck. And then over high heat, I let it brown for a few minutes, stirring often. Then I add the onion and the garlic. Obviously, I didn't add them earlier because otherwise they would have burned. And I let them brown very well. Now, then I add the tomato puree. I lower the heat and I let it cook for about 15 minutes on low heat without covering. Watch out for the salt. As you saw, I didn't add any. At the end, I'll taste it and then decide whether to add it or not. Perfect. Now, since the water is boiling, I'll add salt. And since the sauce is coming along nicely, I'll start cooking the pasta. Okay, when there are about 2 minutes left before the pasta is done, I'll transfer it to the pan. I'll also bring along a bit of the cooking water. Then I'll let it absorb the flavors and finish cooking while stirring a bit. And adding, if necessary, only if necessary, a splash of pasta cooking water. Very good, the pasta is almost al dente, so I'll turn the heat down to low. I'll add the cream and I'll stir it a bit, trying to mix everything well, keeping it for a couple of minutes over very, very low heat. Perfect. Now I turn off the heat. I add Tabasco. I add the parsley. I give it a good stir and I plate it. Here we go. Let's split it up a bit. Oh my goodness. As I was telling you, it's really tasty. I'm going to add a bit more Tabasco because in my opinion it really goes well with it. This recipe is really a great find. Make it and let me know in the comments below what you think. For now, I'll say goodbye, and as usual, before I leave you, I'd like to wish you bon appetit.